Malta's election campaign is officially up and running. It's going to be held on the 26th March. You can probably see all the billboards and banners of the two main political parties everywhere. The parties kick-started their respective campaigns yesterday, Labour pledging €700 million investment in environmental projects, and the PN pledging a €1 billion investment to create 10 new economic sectors. And we're going to start by discussing the first of these proposals put forward by Labour today, which is a pledge to convert the Benna milk factory in Hamrun into a garden. Lisa, what do you have to say about this?
Yes, I mean, probably the idea to move it into a more suitable industrial site makes a lot of sense. It is just one of many pledges that has come forward in the green sector, as you said, with a €700 million pledge. Other than the milk factory, there's going to be a new central village square for San Juan, a green roof on the Birkirkara aqueduct, a green space between Bormla and Isla that was earmarked as a dormitory for the American University of Malta, and a park in Victoria Gozo linking to Villa Randall. So it really is raining green at the moment, Tim. I mean, lots of great ideas, lots of great promises. There's a lot of good energy around this. So far, you know, on day one of the election campaign, there's a lot of positive things coming out of it. This is great, all the things people have been wanting to hear. So I'm excited to see, you know, what is going to materialize at the end of all this and what else we can look forward to.
Yeah, just to add something to that, an interesting thing is that Labour's plan seems to be to take up places that are currently used by cars for driving and for parking, and to replace them with underground tunnels and underground car parks. What we don't know yet is whether these underground car parks are going to be free of charge. We have quite a few underground car parks in Malta, and not many of them are free of charge. So we still need to find that out, I think, to get a proper assessment of this proposal. Meanwhile, the Nationalist Party started unveiling its pledge to invest €1 billion in creating 10 completely new economic sectors, and Bernard Grech began discussing what some of these sectors will be. And there were some interesting points. He said, I'm looking to tap into the metaverse, AI applications, 3D printing, esports, video games production, so very digital based. But the big one of them all is the metaverse, which is basically an immersive virtual reality version of the internet, where you can, it's kind of like Second Life on a very much grander larger scale, where you create a digital version of yourself, you interact with other digital versions of other people, with digital objects, you can buy digital NFTs. And it's picking up a lot of steam around the world, especially in America. Facebook is aggressively moving towards it, so much so that they changed their name into Meta. It's good that Malta is discussing this, obviously, because if this is the next big thing, although I have a few reservations on it, it's good to see us picking up over there. The issue is that the last time a party proposed Malta becoming a hub for a major digital centre was obviously Blockchain Island, and we all know where that ended up. So we expect more details from the PN, and not just Bernard Grech to say the metaverse.
Yes,
and
a bit more concrete sort of proposals and a bit more of an outline of what to expect. But again, very exciting, right? Very interesting proposals. Personally, I like them. I like that Bernard Grech called them a seed. I like that word. It just gives the connotations of the opportunity to flourish and to grow and to really grow the economic sector. So again, I'm feeling a lot of positivity, Tim, for all these pledges being put forward. So I'm embracing them all and looking forward to actually seeing some concrete guidelines and kind of plans of what is being done. Talking of plans that are finally being put into motion, Floriana's main road is finally going to get pedestrianised. So DHI Periti have been working on this proposal for 8 years, And they finally said that the government have taken it on board, and they are working hand in hand with the architects of the government to pedestrianize Triq Sant'Anna in Floriana all the way from the Lion Fountain to the War Memorial. Once again, traffic will be moving underground and passing through a tunnel, but the whole area is going to look beautiful with lots of trees and green area, and as you can sort of walk into Valletta in a very pleasant environment, which is a very lovely street. It's only the cars really that make it a bit less enjoyable at the moment, but it's got all the arches and the old shops and stuff. So again, I think this is a very positive step, and it looks like it really is going to come through. So we'll see how that plays out.
What it basically means is that you'll be able to walk all through Floriana, all the way up to Castile. You have obviously that gorgeous view of the Grand Harbour and the three cities, and the cars will be completely underground. My big question of this is, what about the metro? As in, what will happen to, we're talking about all these new tunnels that are going to be built underground. Are these going to be the same tunnels as the metro tunnels, or are there going to be different tunnels, deeper? Or is the metro going to be officially scrapped? So I would like to hear some more details from the government and the Labour Party about this. Finally, not exactly a policy proposal, but as good as one from the Nationalist Party, which is Bernard Grech is becoming extremely vocal against the current COVID-19 restrictions, calling them discriminatory, suggesting that the planned easing of restrictions that Chris Fern announced a few days ago is linked to the snap election, and is questioning how things like rallies can take place, with the parties completely ignoring, both parties, I have to say, completely ignoring the rules for events, which say that that the events have to be seated and they wear anything but. And meanwhile, children are forced to wear a mask at school constantly. And he was quite a very interesting comment, which was, what is the science behind these measures? The government keeps saying there's science. Where is the science? So yes, I think this is it's important that this is something it should be discussed very, very early on in the campaign, because at the end of the day, these measures aren't just if these measures are meant to protect our health. One would imagine that the authorities will be the first to follow them, to not be the ones to break them themselves. The health minister and all breaching the seated event rules, and meanwhile other people have to obey the guidelines. So yes, I think yesterday's rally is a clear sign that our COVID-19 rules need to be updated. Abolished. Or
abolished is what they need to be, and I think that is maybe the first step in getting rid of them, right? The fact that it's obviously gone on a bit too long. Yes, Bernard Grech did question the science, and he's right, especially the measures that came into force at the beginning of January, which were extremely harsh, I felt, and really did put a damper on people's freedoms, I felt, and they were quickly retracted a week or so after they were, put into place. And so sort of, yes, definitely related to the election, Tim. I don't think there was any reason to question it. People are fed up. I think it's time for us to move forward on all of this, and so let's see.
And I mean, unless they can somehow come up with science to explain why someone say we're working at a restaurant needs to wear a mask on 24/7, but mass rallies by parties can go on as normal, then maybe they can explain it. But if not, then I absolutely agree with you. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of Lovin Daily. Stay tuned to lovinmalta.com, because we're going to be following this election very closely, delivering all the latest updates as they come in. So stay tuned and have an evening full of lovin'.